Tony Chocolonely is a Dutch chocolate company that started in 2005 with a mission to get rid of slavery and child labor in the cacao industry. They source their cacao directly from Ghana and Côte d'Ivoire to tackle exploitation and ensure fairness and transparency in the supply chain. The company also has a unique approach to how they work. They focus on inclusivity, teamwork and employee well-being, which fits perfectly with their ethical goals. In this document, my teammates and I will talk about Tony's culture, look at one of the big challenges they face and explain how they deal with it. Plus, we'll give some advice on how they can keep doing good while still staying profitable.
So, let's start off with talking a little bit about the unique culture at Tony Chocolonely, a company that not only makes chocolate but also strives to make the world a better place. Tony Chocolonely sources its cacao beans directly from Ghana and Côte d'Ivoire, two nations that produce over 60% of the world's cacao, and their mission is to end slavery and child labor in the chocolate industry. Their mission isn't just a slogan, it's deeply embedded in their organizational culture and drives everything they do. Internally, Tony's fosters a mission-driven culture where employees are united by shared purpose. Everyone is actively working towards creating a fairer chocolate supply chain. They also prioritize transparency and fairness. This means open communication within the company and equitable practices with suppliers and customers alike. Something else that Tony thinks is important in their culture is inclusivity. With offices in multiple countries like the Netherlands and the United States, they embrace diversity and encourage collaboration. Different perspectives spark innovation and make Tony's a dynamic workplace. And as last, Tony's values employee well-being, from offering unlimited vacation days to healthier environments. They ensure work-life balance and overall satisfaction.
Tony's Chocolonely has a clear mission: to create chocolate without slavery. They are committed to fairness, transparency and improving the cacao supply chain. But they face one big challenge. On one hand, Tony's wants to make sure that chocolate is slave-free, but on the other hand, the market demands affordable prices and large-scale productions. To understand this better, let's look at a cultural theory. Universalism versus particularism explains this dilemma well. Tony's follows universalism, meaning they stick to strict rules to ensure fair wages and ethical sourcing. But the market, which is more about particularism, needs flexibility and lower prices to sell more. In the end, Tony's Chocolonely must find a balance between sticking to their ethical mission and dealing with the market's pressure for lower prices and mass productions. They need to understand these cultural phases and stay true to their values while facing the reality of global competition.
Starting off with individualism versus collectivism. Western markets with high individualism often prioritize personal benefits like lower prices. In contrast, collectivist cultures align more with Tony's mission, valuing shared responsibility for ethical consumption. Then we have masculinity versus femininity. Masculine cultures focus on achievement and efficiency, favoring low-cost production. Meanwhile, feminine cultures emphasize care and quality of life, supporting fair trade and ethical labor practices. Moving on to ethical relativism versus universalism. Cultural relativism acknowledges that different societies place varying importance on ethics versus profit. In some markets, consumers prioritize low prices, while in others, there is a strong support for universal ethical values, such as the abolition of slavery. Tony's needs to adapt this approach to respect these cultural differences while effectively promoting its mission, ensuring the brand remains relevant and appealing across diverse markets. So cultural norms around affordability and ethical consumption impact Tony's strategy. Societies embracing ethical consumerism align with Tony's mission, while value for money cultures may resist higher prices. This calls for cultural sensitivity and consumer education to shift priority toward ethical practices.
The approach to solving the problem of slavery in the cacao industry can be broken down into these strategies. Working with governments, Businesses play a key role in shaping laws to fight slavery and human trafficking. By working with policymakers, the company can help create laws that require transparency and accountability, making supply chains transparent. Laws like these hold the company legally responsible for showing what they are doing to stop forced labor and trafficking in their supply chains. This includes tracking where raw materials come from and checking working conditions at production sites. For example, partnering directly with cooperatives, not individual farmers, and ensure traceability of the beans. These measures help create clear records, making it easier to identify those responsible and hold them accountable. Farmers' cooperatives will ensure fair and transparent practices throughout the value chain. Sourcing principles that Tony's Chocolonely should hold accountable are 1. Long-term relationship to establish stable and confident relations with their suppliers. 2. Higher income, pay a living wage to farmers with the aim of helping them out of poverty. 3. Strengthening cooperatives that gives farmers from economic opportunities by organizing themselves into cooperatives. 4. Engage in direct trade to minimize intermediaries to ensure fair compensation for farmers. 5. Encourage productivity and quality to support farmers with tools, trainings, and resources that contribute to better yield and quality of beans.
If I were Tony Chocolonely, I'd focus on finding a balance between being ethical and making money by showing people that doing good can also be profitable. Leverage seasonal events. Make your chocolate the go-to gift during major holidays like Valentine's Day or Easter, or even National Chocolate Day. Use posts that tie your ethical mission to the season. For example, Valentine's Day. Show love this year with chocolate that loves the planet and its people back. Or with Easter, celebrate with the most delicious chocolate Easter eggs. These events are a chance to remind customers why choosing ethical chocolate makes every celebration sweeter. Partnerships with influencers. Collaborate with influencers and activists who align Tony's ethical values. These could be lifestyle bloggers, environmental bloggers, or food content creators who can authentically share their love for Tony's. For example, an influencer might post, "Every bite of Tony Chocolonely supports farmers and fights slavery. This isn't just chocolates, it's a movement." Influencers can amplify your mission in ways that feel personal and relatable. Media campaigns that tell stories. People connected with stories use social media to show the real impact of your chocolate. Farmer stories highlight the lives of farmers who benefit from fair trade practices. Post short photos or videos. Behind the scenes content. Share day in the life videos that show how cacao is sourced, processed, and transformed into your chocolate bars. Let customers see the care and ethics behind every bite. Interactive content. Run polls, Q&As, or post "Did you know" facts. For example, did you know 2.1 million children are forced into cacao farming? Tony's is here to change that. Educate without guilt tripping. Explain why paying a little more for ethical chocolate is worth it, but keep it cool and fun. Use memes or relatable posts. Cheap chocolate, sweet for your wallet, sour for the planet. Choose better, choose Tony's. Partner with celebrities or influencers who can make ethical choices trendy. Why this works. By tying your message to relatable events, leveraging authentic voices, and sharing impactful stories, Tony's can make customers feel like they are part of something bigger. When people see the real-world difference behind their purchase, it strengthens loyalty and inspires new customers. This approach proves you can mix ethical practice with a profitable business and make it look deliciously easy.
Tony Chocolonely exemplifies how a mission-driven company can address global issues while building a strong and impactful brand. By tackling the deep-rooted challenges of child labor and slavery in the cacao industry, Tony's has proven that it is possible to combine ethical practices with business success. Their commitment to transparency, direct sourcing from farmer cooperatives, and advocacy for industry-wide change demonstrates a model that not only achieves tangible results, but also inspires trust and loyalty among consumers. As they look to the future, Tony Chocolonely must continue navigating cultural differences and market challenges. The company's ability to communicate its mission effectively, educate consumers, and maintain transparency will be the key to fostering long-term loyalty and expanding its reach. By leveraging innovative marketing strategies and remaining steadfast in their values, Tony's can further solidify its position as a leader in ethical business practices. Ultimately, Tony Chocolonely proves that businesses can make a meaningful impact by aligning purpose with profit. Their journey serves as an inspiration for companies around the globe to rethink how they operate, showing that ethical responsibility is not a barrier to success but a foundation for it. With continued dedication and innovation, Tony Chocolonely is well positioned to create lasting change in the chocolate industry and beyond.